Alright, so after the events of Friday night, Solo Sikoa and taking over. And I was like, we're all in agreement. We're all assuming that he's taking over for the bloodline, right? Right? I mean, we're not over for the blood. Yeah, over for the bloodline. Yeah. So with that, I mean, obviously he's gonna get some other pieces. I mean, now granted, we don't know if, like, say, The Rock is behind this because I was like, I guess you can't take over if The Rock is the one being tribal chief, right? Or but say Solo is. Now, one, I was like, look, I'll say for everybody that, cause I was like, and I understand that was like, yo, Solo been mid. I was like, he basically been like what 0-35 after Cena. So he's been on a hell of a loser streak. But even before then, he lost. I'll put it like this: he seemed to lose. I like Solo, but I do understand people's complain about him losing his steam. Cause I was like, at least there was something where like he would do something and Roman seemed afraid to confront him in the same way he was doing to Jimmy and Jay. So that tells you that there was something there. And then like I was like I said, I really think after Roman got hurt, I think not too long after the tribal combat with Jay, and then it was like Jimmy and Solo for like about like a month and a half. After that, I think everything just got really weird with that whole situation until it picked up basically here for like the last like couple months. Um, but yeah, so I think this is going to instill what everybody been wanting from Solo. He's going to have to talk. His character going to have to get more in flesh. I was like, especially if he's going to be a leader and be the head of all this. I was like, so you're going to see whatever, I guess maybe the progress he's going to make in NXT. I was like, him being the street champ, like all these things, you're going to see it come about. So I was like, from everybody that perspective, going to be great. Also, the bloodline thing gets to continue. So I'm like, even though Roman's gone, that doesn't mean this is going to end. And hell, it might not ever end. They got so many damn relatives and stuff like that out here in these streets. But the real question I want to ask is, and I was like, yes, it's really early, so we're doing some way down the line projections or whatever. But I don't think it's also really too early to ask whatever route they go with, and say they do and I was like, from the track record, they do a pretty damn good job of building up Solo in a way. And to basically, should he get a main championship, not US championship, that is sort of, that is sailed for their chance to do that. I don't know why they never did it, but for him to get the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship. Now what I'm saying is it's too far to do that because Damian Priest and Cody are going to have that for a minute to establish. They got to establish. Cody. I was like Cody and his whole thing, and Priest because it's cashing. But how we all thought that basically Damian was sort of in the water, the champion. I was like him cashing in. Doesn't even seem. And now he won the championship, and a lot more people are behind it than what a couple of months. Not everybody, but it had been a 180 on him then, and he hadn't done anything about it. I mean, like, except for the cash in. So that tells you that basically it's not hard to really change people's perceptions. A title changes everything too, and whatnot. That's why I never believed that people were like, that's like, you got to have the person to make the championship. And I was like, no. I was like, 9 out of 10, if you can put the championship on somebody, then it enhances them. And I was like, yes, it doesn't work for everybody because everybody's going to talk about Austin Theory. But I mean, like, for the most part, I was like, yes, you do need a good person behind it or whatever. But that really has more to do with, like, what they're actually writing with the storyline. I was like, you can do that with good matches and some of that stuff sometimes. But we're in a different era now too. So I'm like, Solo going to have the backing. But doesn't need to have that in order to feel like something. Now I don't think so. One, because I'm like, we don't know we don't have all the information yet. Because if The Rock is behind this in some form or fashion, then he's going to end up fighting Cody. But say he's not, or whatever. I was like, because they're young, I don't think you need to. Like, say down, Survivor Series or something like that. Around that time, maybe so. But then WrestleMania is right around the corner, so you don't want him to be like too much of a transitional champion. So that's what I was like. But if he had the championship and he's able to do a good enough bloodline and have enough people, guess what? Now he got a stranglehold over the whole division in a way that seems like, oh no, the bloodline's back. They're doing this all over again. And I feel like that would bring real tension to it all. But the reason I say he don't, because I'm like, especially with Tama Tonga, and let's see they bring in Fatu and whatnot, you could just have homicidal maniacs just out here just doing whatever the hell they want to, where they don't even care about titles. They just like beating the hell out of people. They basically just they're basically doing Step Brothers, and they're just here to just fuck shit up. I'm down. Like, I'd rather have that. It makes me, it's like almost like, like the Fiend versus Seth Rollins. That should never happen because the Fiend didn't need the title, or at least that this early in the juncture. That's how I feel about the Bloodline. Like, hey, they lost the titles. It's like, hey, we shouldn't be worried about the title. We just need to put fear in everybody's heart again. But hey, some of y'all might. I was like, but I do think at some point, like I said, there still is a missing. Find the X in this situation to see if it's warranted or not. Because I was like, the problem is that, see, now I think it can work if, say, for instance, the draft is coming up. Cody is on Raw with the championship. I think that's where he's going to go. And say Judgment Day goes to SmackDown. One, you got the Judgment Day. And them with the Bloodline. Now you got two, like, say they say the Bloodline stays on SmackDown. Two factions that both feel like this is our spot. And Bloodline gonna be like, you're coming in our house, kind of thing. And I'm like, he could take the title off Priest. He can do that. Yeah, that's totally more plausible than Cody. I think Cody will lose it, but I could see him getting it right back, like in like 2 pay-per-views from that time. I just don't think they're gonna go crazy long with him with another title reign. I think they're gonna break it up, so he'll have 2 title reigns basically within this year. But Damian Priest, I was like, Solo could totally take that off of him. And I was like, that would be that. Now that way, I could see that working. And where it's like they get the title in order to do stuff. Solo having a title, I was like, you don't do it this early. You go ahead and let him like wreck shop and be a menace, and then that's the way you build him. Build him up almost like how Braun got built up, where he was just a monster, just destroying shit or whatever. And everybody's like, put the title on that guy. And I was like, that's what you do. You still got Paul Heyman out here. I was like Solo the man with few words, so it can resonate. I was like, you'll take him seriously now if he just killed his brother, pretty much. I was like, that's how I think you should. I was like, if you were gonna put the title on, that's how you should put the title on. But I was like, I didn't think they were gonna do this early with the Bloodline. I thought that they would wait until after the draft to like, like to bring up the rest of them and all that other stuff. I thought it was going to be a little bit like, like a breather. I thought like Bloodline would go away for like a short minute, and then come, and it's like, oh no, it's like, oh, they're back. It's like, go ahead, and then they just do what they did pretty much. But anyway, do you think Solo needs a title at some point in whatever this Bloodline in? At like, not necessarily to justify it, but to solidify, I guess, himself. Like I said, we still need more information to see how this all goes, but I was just wondering. Anyway, what you think? Yeah, tune in. We'll see how this all goes. Peace.